4 दिन का टाइम दिता बोध सिंह वाली स्टेज तो इन्हां नूं लगदा सी भी असीं कुछ करन जोगे नहीं। मैं हुण वार्निंग दिंदा अद्धे घंटे ਜਾਂ घंटे ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਰਚਾ ਨਾ ਕੈਂਸਲ ਹੋਇਆ जो कुछ होगा ਉਹਦਾ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰ ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਾਸਨ।
Namaste, Jai Hind and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the food bowl for Bharat. They proudly say that we provide food or we feed all of India. Punjab is on the verge or on the cusp of yet another revolution because there is a huge number of unemployed youth who are looking for industrialization, a share in the pie in this entire push for Bharat becoming a manufacturing hub. But for that, you need to have law and order under control. One of the big fillaps that Yogi Adityanath this time around with the Global Investor Summit had was this issue of law and order seemed to be under control to try and get sentiment of the investors on ground. But what happened on a day when Punjab should be talking about the fact that this is perhaps the right destination, a destination that embraced the Green Revolution, a destination that is bringing out huge amounts of agricultural produce, is also perhaps can become the hub of industry and especially investment. The scenes that came on ground or that were witnessed looked straight out of a movie scene. What was witnessed on the streets of Punjab was shocking. Hundreds of Khalistan supporters marched on the streets of Amritsar and gherawed the Ajnala Police Station. This self-styled religious preacher, Amritpal Singh, and his gang were seen breaking through barricades put up by the Punjab police, armed with swords and guns. This mob not just hijacked the police station but also issued open threat to the cops, asking them to release Amritpal's close aide Lovepreet Tufan, who had been arrested in an assault case. And that's not all. The Punjab police was caught napping. Why, you may ask? Amritpal Singh had issued a warning about this rally and this attempt to storm into a police station 4 days ago. He had openly threatened the cops. But still, nothing seemed to have been done on ground. The question now is, do these anti-India elements get such a free run in Punjab? And also, ladies and gentlemen, although the Chief Minister's office has said there are no orders for this Lovepreet to be released, CNN News 18 is given to understand that the commissioner there is on record stating that this man will be released in 24 hours because they don't have any evidence against him. That's the assurance he was seen given. This accused, Amritpal's aide, is in judicial custody. What will happen in the next 24 hours will be important. Will the Punjab cops blink and buckle? Will they turn around and tell the court, let him go because we've got nothing against this man? Somebody for whom you have seen anarchy on the streets, somebody for whom you are seeing these K-driven elements who are having a go at the law enforcement. Who is going to account for those cops who are just doing their duty, who've been beaten black and blue? Look at this. Do we want this again? Is this bringing a sense of deja vu and perhaps ominous peril in the minds of those who have seen those dark days in Punjab? Are we allowing history to repeat itself? Many people are asking this K Tandav free run or anti-India elements, why is it being allowed? Kamal Sohi, BJP spokesperson, Ramneek Maan, activist, and Rajinder Kumar, former Special IB Director, with us. Namaste and Jai Hind.
Namaskar.
कमल सोही जी, ये क्या पंजाब में हो क्या रहा है? एक तरफ सरकार सेंट्रल इंटेलिजेंस कहती है अमृतपाल को कोई सपोर्ट नहीं है, दूसरी तरफ ग्राउंड पे व्हाट वी सी शॉकिंग. ये तो कई सौ निकल के आ गए तलवार, बर्छा और ये बंदूक लेकर. कमल जी, Kamal Sohi ji, can you hear me? We'll try and connect with Kamal Sohi and figure that out in just a bit. But Rajinder Kumar ji, why is this being allowed? Law and order may be a state subject, but there is something called intelligence and national interest too.
आनंद जी, आप जो कह रहे हो बिल्कुल सही है. लॉ एंड ऑर्डर स्टेट सब्जेक्ट है, बट सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट इन नॉर्मल सर्कमस्टांसिस कैन ओनली एडवाइज द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, can advise the state government informally. It cannot act on behalf of the state government. And if it act, the Kejriwal and company would drum up that, see how brutally they are interfering in our affairs. They are not allowing us. So, in fact, it is a, I'm sorry, because I was in Punjab at a most critical time. And 6 years I spent, and by 6 years I consider that was the most successful tenure of mine when I established a brotherhood between the Sikhs and Hindus, which has totally broken down, and ensured that the Hindus come back who has gone out of the state, they come back and they settle down there. So I have a vested interest in Punjab, that it remains peaceful. But what I am today, I am most pained. In fact, I was waiting that your call may come, that the 90, 80 and 81 is being repeated. A person who has nothing to do with Sikhism, who claims himself what is Punjab Day, who has taken Amrit only in 2022, not even a year back. He has become the religious leader. I do not know. It is just a plank. He is being propped up by some anti-Indian forces from outside. I'm sure if the intelligence will conduct proper inquiries, the state and the central intelligence, they will find that he is having a foreign sport. I assure you, Mr. Anand, that Punjab Police, I found Punjab Police, I have served in various north, south, east, west. I found Punjab Police as the most competent police in the country. And if competent police like Punjab Police, which has experience of these things, their leadership has experience of these things, if they are behaving like this, God save Punjab.
No, but
things are not
what is the reason that they are behaving like this, Kamal Sohi? Punjab police.
Punjab is in a state of anarchism at this moment. Punjabis are in state of fear. You can see what is happening there. I could see one SSP is surrounded by the people with the open swords, and he could have been a target. And I have seen the shocking pictures in front of me. This is a serious law and order situation which has not come today. It started from the day Bhagwant Mann took over the reign of Punjab. You will remember in Patiala, Kali Mata Mandir was attacked in the similar way, and the bricks were thrown and the swords were brandished, and firing was done in the air. And after Bhagwant Mann took over, 250 odd murders have taken place in Punjab, and biggest one was the Sidhu Moosewala, then this Ambiya, then Rakesh Suri. The land order situation is not good, and the basic problem which I could see is the Punjab governance is failing, and Punjab, nobody knows who's governing, who's the chief minister. Someone says Bhagwant Mann is the chief minister, someone says Raghav Chadha, or the chain of command is coming from Kejriwal or Sanjay Pathak, or people like this. Punjab police at this moment is demoralized, and the way they have been attacked today, it looks like I do not know which way the Punjab is going. And it is maybe the dark days of 90s and 80s. We are really fearful. It should not happen. But right now, this situation is not good, and it is the failure of Bhagwant Mann government and the intelligence as well.
Is it the failure of does it start, Ramnik Man, let's call a spade a spade. Does it actually start only with Bhagwant Mann coming into becoming chief minister? Because this K movement has been going on for a while now. These K sentiment, K elements are there.
Well,
Amritpal may be competing with another set of radicals. Deep Sidhu was there much before that. The kind of chants that were heard during his funeral were different. So does it actually start with the BJP and the centre giving a free run and free entry to Khalistanis into India?
Well, the answer to your question is an emphatic yes, Anand. Good evening to all the panelists and everybody around. You know, there is an old English saying, they say, elect a clown and expect a circus, and that's precisely what we are saying, and this circus is a bloody circus, if I may dare to say so. Now, yes, this all started with the resignation of Captain Amrinder Singh as the Chief Minister of Punjab, Chani coming in, and then, you know, the Aam Party, if you refer to one of my interviews on the 11th of March 2022, that is one day after the Aam Party was voted into power with a brute majority in Punjab. I had predicted all this. Now my point is, these are all experiments. They started with small, like the gentleman who spoke before me mentioned the Kali Mata temple, and then he mentioned, several murders, road revenges. This is how, you know, the RPG attack on the intelligence building. There was a grenade thrown at a police post in Punjab. So there is a sequence of events which has led to this. These are all experiments. And the experiment is to test waters with how the police would react and how the people would react. And the aim of doing this is to normalize, number one, the stressful and the strained situation in Punjab that existed in the 80s, number one. Number two, to demoralize the police and to bring a high morale amongst the separatists, the Khalistani elements, and those miscreants who would want to destabilize Punjab. And I'm sorry to say that Punjab police, being a very potent force, has been reduced to mere, fence sitters or, spectators by Bhagwant Mann, who is the Home Minister of Punjab, Bhagwant Mann himself. Now, my questions to Bhagwant Mann are very simple, Anand. Why are you allowing this to happen in Punjab? What are your reasons to give these people a free run? And like somebody rightly said before me, Varis Punjab De is an NGO, it's an organization, it's not a religious, it's not like SGPC or it's not like Sarbat Khalsa per se. It's an organization. Why do you allow somebody like Amritpal? You know, the first time there was this young fellow wearing a pistol with Amritpal, that was a red flag. That was an immediate red flag, and I was very vocal about it. Yeah, license or not, weapons should not be allowed in these hands. Correct. And now you see tens of people moving about with him with weapons, and I must tell you this: the Bhagwant Mann government has issued over 100 licenses at the behest of Amritpal.
Is this current situation even in the hands of Bhagwant Mann? That's the question. Rajinder Kumarji, the fact is, did the centre make a big mistake when they took out the names of more than 300 Khalistani elements and allowed them a free passage back into India? Did the centre not read the Khalistani signs and the bent when the capital ruckus happened, when the farm protests were happening? And
Anand, also, the benchmark to that will be, Anand, before you elaborate on that, Anand, the benchmark on that wowould be, out of those 300 blacklisted, how many are still with the government, how many are favourable to India, and how many are still, let's say 80-90% if they are with the government of India, if they have reformed, it was a good step. Let's be very clear about that. And if 5, 7, 10, 15, even 20% are still rogue, they can again be put back into the blacklist. You have to do these experiments over and over. But these are good experiments and they've paid dividends.
But has that check been done? No, but Ramnik Mann, has that check been done?
Because he sided with India.
No,
Ripudaman Malik was killed because he sided with India. He changed sides from being a Khalistani to being a pro-India.
Correct. So what I am trying to tell you is,
he was killed.
When Ripudaman Malik was killed, the alarm bell should have been ringing at that time. When Deep Sidhu came out and these Khalistani elements were going on ground, the alarm bell should have been rung.
Again, this is Justin Trudeau and Jasmeet Singh. They're collaborating together to encourage Khalistanis in Canada, North America and other parts of the world, which is troubling us here. But the point is, can Bhagwant Mann not rein in this Amritpal? That is the question. You have the forces at your base.
But I am not providing. One minute, Ramnik, please understand this.
Let the governor rule come
please
into
understand
Punjab and settle things down.
Let me put this on record here that I am not providing cover fire for anybody. I started with the fact that law and order is a state subject. So I am not pulling any punches with anybody. The fact is that there are decisions which were taken at multiple levels which have allowed things to cascade on ground. Now, if the current government, Rajinder Kumar ji, the allegation which is being made is that the current government in the state is giving cover fire or open protection to these elements. But this now no longer remains a law and order issue.
Yes, it is.
What we are seeing right now, Rajinder Kumar ji, it's a national security issue. Do we want to see a repeat of what happened in the 80s? If we don't, then we have to address it as a national security issue.
Yes, Anandji, it is a national security issue. And the present government in Punjab, if it is not involved directly, it is so indifferent and incompetent that it cannot handle this situation. And I think if Kejriwal has even an iota of something in his heart for India, then he bloody well should go to the Home Minister and the Prime Minister and tell him, sir, please help me in handling Punjab. And give some free hand to Punjab police. I can tell you the Amritpal and company will disappear within 2 days from the scene. They will be sitting somewhere comfortably in Naba jail or Sangrur jail. It is not impossible. This is not the stage when we can. Let me tell you, I have spoken to Punjabis and the Sikhs and the Hindus in Punjab for 7 years when I was there. The first thing they used to say, Anandji, you will be surprised that people used to tell me, sir, ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚੋਰ ਬਣ ਜਾਓ, ਡਾਕੂ ਬਣ ਜਾਓ, ਕੁਝ ਬਣ ਜਾਓ, ਪਰ ਖੜਕੋ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣਨਾ. And today this, you think that these people will allow their children to join this type of PDS? No, I am not sure.
Right. So if that's the case, that's the larger sentiment. Who are these people who have turned out in such large numbers and they are using the Panthik way? And they're misusing it. They are actually misusing it. Why did the Sikh community? There are a lot of questions that come to mind. When the capital ruckus happened, there were so many people who were not Sikhs, who dressed up as Sikhs, and they were carrying and dressed up as Panthiks, and they came back and behaved as if they are Nihangs and they are Panthiks. But they were not. Why did those people not be were they not caught, and why were they not exposed? Why did the community itself not come back and openly come out and condemn all of this? Now, these are things which we have discussed time and again. Kamal Soi wanted to come in. Yes, Kamal Soi.
This started even when the campaign was happening. I tell you, when the election campaign was happening, SFJ, Gurpatwant Singh Pannu from Canada, he openly supported this Bhagwant Mann government. And they said we will support arm when they come to the power. I tell you, before this, in the last previous elections, Kejriwal went to Khalistan supporters' residence in Moga, and it started from there. They always, these kind of elements, they find a soft corner in Bhagwant Mann's government. That is the reason this situation has arisen now. And I tell you, one minister in this present government, he was part of the 26th January. What happened in
no, but Kamal Soi, let me ask you this. You are talking about everything that you are blaming that the Aam Aadmi Party did or did not do, Arvind Kejriwal did or did not do, Bhagwant Mann did or did not do. I am asking you, what is it that was done to counter this narrative? What did the SGPC do? What did the Sikh community do? What did the Punjabis do? What did the people of Punjab do to ensure that this narrative is quelled? Did the community and people openly tear off any posters of Bhindranwale or any posters of Khalistan, any posters of this one? People, did they step out and say, no, this will not be allowed?
This is not a mass movement. What happened today in Ajnala, this is the outcome of the soft corner for these kind of elements. I'm not saying this is the mass movement and this is the movement of the Punjabis or Sikhs per se. Sikhs are always against.
So if they are against, sir, and I buy your point, and I believe that this is nothing but a 5%, 10% headache right now, but the remaining 90% have to quash this too. Along with the fact that if the state is not doing it, then the people have to take matters into their own hands and they have to turn around and say, we will reject you, we will get you out. We gave you the mandate, we'll get you out if you allow this to happen in the state.
Let me explain you now. What is happening? There is a hell lot of unemployment in the state of Punjab. When Bhagwant Mann took over, he made a statement, I will make Americans or British come to India and look for jobs. And the drug issues, the youth is getting into the drugs, and drugs at all-time high at this moment in Punjab. So we have to look at all the angles.
But all of this has not happened overnight, Kamal Soi, and this responsibility is collective. State, center,
Absolutely.
intelligence, narcotics, every department, NIA, every department, every wing has to open its eyes and say, everybody is responsible. आपको पता है सारे बॉर्डर एरियाज में राजेंद्र कुमार जी नार्कोटिक्स फैल रहा है, तो क्या कर रही है बॉर्डर सिक्योरिटी फोर्स? इज इट रॉन्ग टू आस्क दैट क्वेश्चन? क्या कर रही है लोकल पंजाब पुलिस वहां की, उस एरिया का पुलिस वाला वहां क्या कर रहा है, क्या कर रहे हैं वहां के लोग, कैसे इतना चिट्टा फैल गया वहां पर? So is that a wrong question to ask? It's not happened overnight. It's happened over the last decade. It's happened under the Akali rule. It's happened under the Congress rule too.
But don't you think that this type of, the police getting beating, around 50 people's head has been broken today and they are admitted in the hospital. I tell you, this kind of demoralization of police never happened in the history of Punjab. This is the first time this kind of police is
then
demoralized.
let the Punjab police let the Punjab police ko saap to nahi sung gaya? Is the Punjab police coming out and saying that our people should not be treated like that? Is the Punjab police openly turning around and telling its home minister, this is not what you are supposed to do? Do your job properly? I'm asking you, what are the people doing? If you are saying everybody sitting on the chair who are all elected representatives, right? They were all elected to give governance, good governance. If they are not doing it, it's the people who have to question it. Are the people stepping out and questioning? Ramnik Maan, agree, disagree. And my questions are also to the centre. Why is the centre keeping quiet? This is a national security issue.
Now, if you look at the centre issue, centre has always said that we will deal with these elements very strongly.
Where have they dealt with it? Where have they dealt with it? Where have they dealt with these elements in the last 8 years? Where have they dealt with these elements in the last 8 years, sir? 8 साल में क्या किया है? नहीं सर, जो सवाल पूछे जाने चाहिए वो पूछे जाएंगे. जो 8 साल में करना चाहिए था किया क्या सर?
Anand Sahab, this kind of situation never happened in the last 8 years.
8 साल में क्या कनाडा से कितने ऐसे खालिस्तानी एक्स्ट्राडाइट हुए हैं? 8 साल में कनाडा में कितने ऐसे खालिस्तानियों को पकड़ा गया है? 8 साल. No, questions have to be asked. 1 minute, Ramnik Maan, please.
Zero.
I got to wind up after this.
See, you don't expect Punjab police to produce a Sam Manekshaw who would, walk up to the Prime Minister and cross-question her. So, I feel for Gaurav Yadav and I feel bad for the Punjab police. They're getting a beating from the hands of these goons on the roads, and not just on the roads, in the premises of their own police stations, for good's sake. So, I feel for them, and I think this DGP Punjab and other senior officials should show some spine. They should show some spine and, face up the Chief Minister and tell him that what you're doing, sir, is wrong. As a Home Minister, you need to protect the law and order situation in the state, which has gone out of hands, which is, in the words, Anand, in the words of their own former IG, who's a sitting MLA, Kamar Vijay Pratap, he says that the law and order situation in Punjab has collapsed under Bhagwant Maan. So this is coming from their own MLAs, number one. Number two, now you said how many people have been extradited from Canada over the last 8 years? 0. Now, since when has this situation deteriorated? Like I said in my opening, post the departure of Captain Amrinder Singh as the Chief Minister of Punjab, Chani coming in, and then, all sorts of, politics playing its role. And then the tipping point was Bhagwant Maan under the patronage of
drugs,
Arvind
narcotics,
Kejriwal.
gangsters.
The administration has gone berserk. There is nobody in charge of Punjab, Anand. Who do you blame? There is no in charge of Punjab.
It has been allowed under the Akalis.
You, sir,
it was looked away.
The Akalis were keeping these elements
turned a blind eye to it in the Congress party rule. Now the AAP cannot control it.
For their political advantage.
This is now.
The SGPC and the Akali Dal had been using the hardliner Panthik card for their political advantage.
This is not just about a state or a Suba or one police station, sir. This is about Bharat. And when it comes to Bharat, there is no compromise. If Bharat is going to get hurt, if Bharat's people are going to get hurt, then
it has to be dealt with an iron fist.
And this also, sir,
no doubt about
this also, sir, is also about a handful of rotten eggs, maligning or coloring or broad brushing an entire community, the most patriotic community of our country that has sacrificed its life and blood and people Over centuries,
these
over
handful
centuries,
are
if not a
becoming
millennia,
little
sir.
too much. Actually, they are growing in
them getting
number.
broad brushed, and
They
that
are
should
growing
not
in
be allowed.
number, Anand, they are no
If
longer
Bhagwant Mann and the
handful.
Aam Aadmi Party can't do it, then the centre has to step in. The centre has to do it, but this should not be allowed again.
They must, yes.
This should not be allowed again.
You are right. They
that
must.
man,
The
that
centre
man, and
should
these
intervene.
rabble
The
rousers
governor
should be seen
take
running
control.
for their lives with their legs up, with their pants up, and then running out on the street saying, "Never again will we do this." That is how they need to be treated, and that has to be done in our country because this should not be allowed, sir.
Yes.
This is not good for us. I have to
Yes.
wind up on that note. Thank you very
agree
much.
with